Let me start by saying apologies. Sababu tukua tumesema 1:30, we note that. Tuasema pole, msikasirike sana. But the basic reason we are here, I think Mercy has briefed you, is because of the incidents that happened in on Thika Road. Wakati yule conductor alimzaba makofi mwanadada mmoja kinyume cha sheria. So that is what we want to do a presser on, and of course so that we see the culprits in jail or wherever is supposed to be right now. So I also have a statement on the same on the floor of the House in Senate today or tomorrow, but I've pushed that I still read it today. You can still follow from that end. So I'll proceed, and then my colleagues will also put a word. This is our statement through the chair of KEWOPA, that is Madam Lea, who's absent, but we will represent her. Tusonge mbele. Okay. So I'll start by saying that as KEWOPA, we highly condemn the human rights violation of the dignity of the female passenger along Thika Road bypass Transacco. Kenya Women Parliamentarian Association advocates for gender equality and equity in policies, laws and decision-making spaces for the full implementation of the Constitution of Kenya. KEWOPA also works on the inclusion and protection of women and vulnerable groups from violence, including gender-based violence and abuse and violence against the vulnerable groups, including children and persons with disability. KEWOPA strongly condemns the recent incident involving the bypass Transacco tout harassing a female passenger on Wednesday, 29th November 2023. This incident was shared on a video in which the matatu tout is seen in an apparent altercation. The tout is alleged to have failed to drop the victim at the designated stage, and thus the disagreement which brought about a clear criminal act that does violate her dignity and human rights. Gender-based violence includes, but not limited to, physical violence, sexual harassment, verbal abuse, and other violations that affect the dignity and well-being of especially women and girls. The transport sector has been notorious for these offenses, and this must be zero tolerance. There must be zero tolerance for any form of abuse, discrimination, or mistreatment of individuals. Every person in Kenya has a right to be treated with respect and dignity. It is unacceptable for any service provider anywhere to engage in criminal violent acts against any other persons, even where there are disagreements. KEWOPA would like to call upon the Inspector General, Mr. Joseph Koome, and all the relevant authorities to immediately effect the necessary arrest and investigations in the matter. Ensure that the investigations are done without any bias and the culprit is charged in accordance with the applicable laws. We as the women leaders further call upon these authorities to investigate operations of the matatus and ensure that the regulations on the operations of the matatu circle include the protection against criminal acts, including GBV in the codes of conduct of staff operating public service vehicles. Owners of PSVs must take on the responsibility of educating their staff on the respect and protection of the rights of users of their services. KEWOPA further calls upon the Bypass Transacco and the Matatu Owners Association to take immediate action to address these incidents, including publishing a formal apology to the affected female passenger and the public, to hold the responsible individual accountable for their actions through dismissal. It is crucial that the company implements comprehensive sensitivity training programs for its employees to ensure that such incidents do not occur in the future. KEWOPA wishes to call upon all public service vehicle operators to reorganize that disagreement should never be an excuse for violation of the rights of passengers. It is the responsibility of the service provider to ensure that all individuals are treated with respect, appropriate patience, understanding, and compassion, noting that every individual has an equal right to use public services, including public transport vehicles. In conclusion, and as we mark the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, KEWOPA remains committed to advocating for zero tolerance to violence against women and girls. We call upon members of the public to continue being vigilant in calling out the rogue members of society who do not share in the values of respecting the rights of all persons. We will continue to speak out against any forms of injustice and to work towards creating society that values and respects the rights of all individuals. This is from KEWOPA leaders in this country.